Hey, what's going on, everybody? I just wanted to make a little short video on the Traxxas Emaxx Brushless Edition. Things that I want to do to it, things you're going to need to do to it to get it to operate properly, and just some basic information before you buy. Um, I want to say that I like the Traxxas Emaxx platform. It's old, hasn't been changed too much. It's pretty good. I like this particular model. Um, as you can see, we have it right here, Traxxas Emax Brushless Edition, and uh, I do like the X-Max a little bit better. I think it was constructed. It's new engineering. Um, the X-Max, the Emax, which we have here, is a little bit older. They haven't changed it since the '90s. It came out in the late '90s, and I was a fan of it the minute I saw it, and I purchased gas-powered Emax. And I never liked the gas powered because I could never achieve good performance without cooking the motor. Um, and it just never really worked out for me. So I ended up getting the Emax, and I've been happy with the truck ever since. Um, if you do purchase it, you'll be happy with it. Um, it's engineered basically. You got your bulkhead. Uh, you got your frame and your chassis, and it's all basically straightforward. Um, the X Max is a modular chassis design, which I like about it a lot. That means you can break part of the chassis and it's not hard to replace it, which I think is a good function. Um, some of the things I want to do to this truck uh, that I want to talk to you about is uh, one of the things you're going to have to do to replace, to actually get the truck in running order, is replace the drive shafts. Um, the drive shafts are plastic out of the factory box, and they break on 6S power. So, if you're getting the Emax out of the box and you want to run it on 6S power, you're going to have to replace the drive shafts to steel, which is what I've done. As you can see in there, the drive shafts are Traxxas steel. And ever since I've put the steel shafts in, I haven't had any trouble. That's really the only thing you need to do to the truck to get it in working order to run on 6S is replace the drive shafts. I replaced the swing arm drive shafts right in there, and I also replaced the drive shafts in the chassis. I don't know if you can see it there, but that blue boot is the steel drive shaft. Here's the 3S, dual 3S batteries, which seem to work out pretty good. They do balloon out, as you can see. But what I think I want to do to this to get it in top running order is I want to keep the chassis plastic. Uh, it's just a lot of work. I've taken a look at the aluminum chassis, and it changes the truck too much. I like factory stuff. I don't like changing things too much. For the most part, but I do change things occasionally. And what I want to do to this truck is I want to replace the suspension here to the big bore from Traxxas. I also want to replace the bulkhead here with aluminum. So the bulkhead will be aluminum, and the swing arms are going to be RPM plastic. I want to be able to break something that is inexpensive and easy to fix. So the core of the truck is going to be basically aluminum. I'm going to run the bulkhead here in aluminum. The main chassis is going to be plastic, but the chassis frame here is going to be aluminum. So it'll give rigidity to the chassis without having to replace the entire chassis. Let's see. So basically, this chassis right here will be aluminum. And everything else is going to stay plastic. So, you know, I think that's what's going to give me the most strength. Now, don't get me wrong. I mean, at 65 miles an hour, which is what this truck will do, there's nothing that's going to protect you from the truck exploding when you get into an accident. I've done it before on my Traxxas Emaxx, and the truck completely, there was a steel pole sticking out of the ground 6 inches, and when the truck hit it, it just exploded on the T-Max. I've had no trouble with this truck so far. The motor here, the Mamba Monster motor, is flawless. The control here, the Castle MXL6S, I've had no trouble with. But basically, the core of the truck is going to be aluminum, which is what I think is going to be the best. As you can see, these frames here that run along the bottom of the chassis, if you strengthen those up, it connects to the bulkheads. So you'll have a rigidity that goes in a front-on collision. You'll have a rigidity to strengthen up the plastic chassis. Now, I will be, like I said, I will be replacing the swing arms with RPM plastic. It's a more sturdy plastic, more bendable in colder weather, the whole 9 yards. And I'll do the swing arms in RPM because that's what I want to break. And the reason why I'm replacing the center bulkhead, this part right here, what's in there right now is RPM plastic. And I taking it out because I didn't like the way it butted up to the plastic chassis. I'm just not happy with it. So if I order the bulkhead that's aluminum right from Traxxas, that's what I want to do, because it'll butt up better. Originally, I was going to stay away from plastic, stay away from aluminum and go with plastic, but RPM was not able to provide a part that butted up to the chassis properly. So, little information for you. Be careful with the RPM plastic stuff. Some of it is not exact measurements. So we're going to go with an aluminum bulkhead on that. You know, I haven't had to do too much to this truck. I did break the shock towers here. And I've broken them a couple times. So that might be something I change to aluminum as well. But it's not on my agenda right now. Right now, what I'm going to be doing, the next video I do is going to be the replacement of these parts. The bulkhead, the swing arms, and that's going to be coming up real soon. So you guys will get to see that on my channel. What else? Let's see. Before you buy the Traxxas Emaxx, now I did something you're not supposed to do. I opened this box up and I ran it without reading the directions. And this is my first electronic monster truck or vehicle. So basically, I didn't know about the slipper clutch. So I put it on 6S power and totally fried the slipper clutch in it. Melted the plastic and everything. But I was really happy with the replacement parts. It was the easiest thing to fix, you know. It didn't cost much money at all. So I recommend you reading the directions before you run the vehicle. Learn about the slipper clutch and its adjustment. You have to use an Allen key to adjust the slipper clutch, and that basically protects the motor from jerking motions. It slips a little bit, and it kind of protects the motor, protects all the parts on the truck, and that has to be adjusted properly. It's very easy to do. Just read the directions in your pamphlet, and that'll straighten you out on that. You know, this body I'm okay with. I'm not really happy with it too much. I don't like the color, so I will be getting a new body. I think once I stiffen the truck up a bit, I'll get it to where I need to. But, you know, I will say I could not believe how easily I broke the drive shafts when they were plastic. I mean, the truck didn't last 2 seconds. As soon as I put the 6S power in and drove the truck, the axles were broken. So it's definitely a must, is replacing the drive shafts and the axles with steel. That's an absolute. You know, yeah. I mean, if you're shopping for one and you haven't gotten one yet, I definitely make the purchase again. I haven't driven it in a while, but I'm gonna get back into it. I'm gonna be starting up a channel, and it's gonna have motorcycle reviews, and it's gonna have RC content. I'm buying a computer and I'm buying a drone, which will allow me to start the channel. There's not a whole lot I can do right now. I don't have a computer, so I'm sorry about the technology here. It's pretty remedial. Um, but when I do get going um, with the channel, I get the computer and the drone. It's basically going to be all related to RC and motorcycle content. Um, so yeah, um, here's the controller, and mine came with the Bluetooth. I don't know why it did, but it came with the Bluetooth. So I can connect this truck to my cell phone and make adjustments there, um, which is pretty nice. Um, yeah, so I mean, I'm gonna be starting the YouTube channel up, um, and it's gonna be pretty good, I think. Um, I got a lot of time on my hands to be doing stuff, easygoing stuff. Um, I basically don't work. I'm a retired plumber, and I'm happy to be retired. I ended up getting sick with schizophrenia, and I just fell out of the work trade. Um, I think going back to work would be too difficult um, for me. So I'm gonna do YouTube reviews on things and moto vlogging. So yeah, I mean, I will be purchasing the Emaxx in the future to add to the channel. Um, that truck looks like a lot of fun. I mean, it's double the size of the Emaxx, the truck I have here, and I think it's going to be pretty good. Um, yeah. Other than that, I don't know what else there is to say. Um, hit the subscribe button if you want. And in the next couple months, the channel is going to take off, and we're going to be doing all kinds of stuff. So, other than that, take care. GoPro, stop recording.